Hey guys, my name is Gloria and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do another tag and it is the Necromancy Cult or Sacrifice tag, which was started by Harpies in the Trees, so I'll link her video down below, you should go check it out. This is a darker version of Fuck, Marry, Kill, and I've taken a load of characters, mainly women. I didn't do that on purpose at the beginning, but then I realized today is International Women's Day when I'm filming this, so I figured have a whole rake of women in there. So I've taken a load of mainly women's names, a few guys as well, and I'm going to pick out 3 and decide whether I want to start a cult, whether I want to perform some necromancy, or whether I would sacrifice this person. I'm assuming to save myself and not just for the crack, but well, yeah, that's up to you. So I have Jack here helping me out. I actually forgot I put googly eyes on him. He was wearing a Marilyn Monroe wig a few minutes ago. Didn't really suit him though. You're better bald. But this is my big cookie jar. I had to skip up some pretty gross, kind of wet crumbs from inside him. It's pretty gross in there, so that's, you know, another element of horror. So, first, necromancy cult or sacrifice. We have, we've got 2 here. We have Abra from Dr. Sleep. We have Reagan from The Exorcist. Ooh, all the little girls coming out. And we have Wendy from The Shining. Ugh. I like all these people. Okay, necromancy, cult, or sacrifice. I think Reagan would be most interested in, I think Reagan would be most interested in actually necromancy stuff. I recently just watched all of the Exorcist movies. The second one is utter garbage, but in it, she's weird and she's into weird things, so she'd probably be into that. I think Abra would be good for a cult. She's got a dark side to her. I think she could start a cult. Wouldn't be your average rapey cult though, you know? It would be an interesting telekinetic cult, so I'd be into that. Poor Wendy. Yeah, I would sacrifice Wendy, but it would be a noble sacrifice and I'd make it quick. So don't feel too bad about that. Next up, oh dear God, we have Carrie from Carrie. We have Maisie from Savage Days, which I read recently, and we have Luke Ellis from The Institute by Stephen King. Ooh. See, I'm thinking too much that Luke and Carrie and Maisie could beat my ass, so I wouldn't be sacrificing them. But for necromancy, I think Carrie. I think she would raise the dead to beat up some bullies. I think she definitely would. For cult, I'm gonna say Maisie from Savage Days. She's a pretty savage woman. I think we could start a cool cult together. You know, something to beat off the monsters, not beat off the monsters. You know what I mean. And I would sacrifice Luke Ellis. Sad. I did like Luke in the novel, but you know, you gotta make sacrifices sometimes. Next up, oh, Jesus. See, this is what happens when you use sticky things. We have Orphan from Last Ones Left Alive. We have Edgar Porter from The Carrow Hunt. And Maddie from Perfectly Preventable Deaths. So, necromancy, I go with Maddie. She's, in the book, she's getting into some weird witchy things. I think she'd be somewhat interested in that. For the cult, I would go with, I think Edgar Porter would get a bit rapey in a cult, so I'm gonna go with Orphan. She could kick some ass, but I don't think she'd go that far. I'd sacrifice Edgar Porter because, let's be honest, he's a prick. Why am I like this? Next up we have adult Danny Torrance, Rose the Hat from the same book, and Margaret Willow, who I've forgotten. Oh, it's a possession of Natalie Glasgow, that's what it is. So, I really liked the True Knot and stuff, and I really liked Doctor Sleep in general. So I would join Rose's cult. I mean, she does kill children, but again, sacrifices. Necromancy. I'd let Margaret Willow have a go. She had some weird, unexplained interests and knowledge in the book that I read. So I'd let her have a go at the necromancy, and I would sacrifice adult Danny. I like Danny, but you gotta pick somebody. Am I sacrificing all the men? Because I'm not doing that on purpose, I swear to God. We have Theo from the house. Why do I do this all the time? One of my favourite movies is The House on Haunted Hill. So I always say The House on Haunted Hill when I mean The Haunting of Hill House. There are a lot of haunted houses on hills, okay? We have Theo from The Haunting of Hill House. We have Leah from Daughter of the Storm. And we have young Danny Torrance. I'll see. I want to start a cult with Theo. I love Theo. I think Theo's great. One of the first lesbians I read in horror, I think. Yeah, so that's cool. Just to balance out the gender disparity here, I'm going to sacrifice Leah, and I'm going to do some necromancy with young Danny Torrance and what's his name? What's the little guy's name? Toni! Yeah, I'd do some necromancy with Toni. We have Pamela Fitzgerald from The Uninvited by Dorothy Macardle. We have Mama, I can't remember what she was called, from Perfectly Preventable Deaths. And we have Bevan from Other Words for Smoke. Mamo would help with the necromancy. She'd be a total dick about it, but you'd eventually learn something. Bevan, she is prime for getting into a cult. She will follow anything, especially evil oils. And Pamela Fitzgerald would be the sacrifice. She was great in that book, but she is a bit of a muggle, so you know, you gotta go. I'm walking in, there's crumbs all over these, it's gross, they're so old. Next up we have Mrs. Sixby from the Institute. Oh, I picked an extra one here. We have Susie from True Crime. Ooh. And we have Maricat Blackwood. She could kill me. Well, any of these people could kill me. Obviously I'm going to sacrifice Mrs. Sigsbee because she's a useless idiot. Do necromancy with Maricat Blackwood. She's very witchy. I think she would have some good ideas on how to get started on that. And then start a cult with Susie. Hopefully she wouldn't get too murdery, but I'm hoping another side of cults is that you find a family, and I think Susie needs a family, so we'll get that started. What the cinco says. Okay, we have Beloved from Beloved by Toni Morris. We have Classic Pennywise, and we have Dorothy from a space horror novel I read called Nomad. So, Beloved would be necromancy. I mean, she's basically is necromancy herself. Pennywise. My camera stopped filming, so that was super duper fun. I had to go through the entire video to see what I had said and what I had not filmed. That's always super fun. Beloved necromancy. Pennywise. I'm gonna sacrifice Pennywise because it's fun to see him die. He's a prick, to say the least. And I would start a cult with Dorothy from Nomad. She is a pretty cool chick. I think she does a good job dealing with messed up situations, so she'd be good in a pinch, you know? We have Lon from Perfectly Preventable Deaths. We have Remy from the Carrow Haunt. And we have the letter from a novel that I haven't actually yet finished. I'm about to finish it today, called Urban Gothic. I'd sacrifice Lon because he's a douchebag. I would start a... or would I? I would start a cult with Remy. I think she's resourceful and she knows how to deal with a group of people, you know, she knows how to get things done. And I would do some necromancy with Valeda. She's from a weird dream dimension, so I'm sure she'd have some weirdness going in there. So that is all of my colourful characters. So that was the necromancy cult or sacrifice tag. Thank you to Harpies in the Trees for coming up with that. You should check out her video down below. If you don't know all of these books, you should check them out. There are some great stories in there, ones I really enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go clean the disgusting crumbs out of Jack's skull, and I will see you in the next video. Okay. I'm okay.